What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Frank. We're in the back of the squad car with Chief Lands of the Haymarket Police Department. We're actually on our way to the 2018 Government AV and Video Expo, where we're going to do a TED Talk style presentation on our lip sync video. Chief, you nervous at all?
I'm a little nervous, but we'll be fine.
No, so the real question is, have you ever been in the backseat of your own squad car before?
I have not. This is a unique experience. I don't like it.
Yeah, trust me. I've been in the back of the squad car before when Corey locked me up in that video. Sergeant Schaefer's in the car as well. All three of us are going to be doing this presentation today. It's going to be great. I'm going to film the whole thing for you, so stick around. It's going to be a crazy episode.
My name is Kevin Lands. I'm the Chief of Police in Haymarket, Virginia. Started my law enforcement career in 1994 when I worked on death row at the Greensville Correctional Facility in Greensville, Virginia. Then I went to Richmond Sheriff's Office and worked there for a few years, and in the year 2000 I became a street officer for the city of Petersburg, where I was on the SWAT team and narcotics squad. And then in 2008 I became the police chief in Waverly, Virginia. I was there for 4 years, and then I was hired as the chief in Halifax, Virginia, which is near Lynchburg and Danville. I was up there for 4 years, and then just recently in January of 2017 I was hired as the chief in Haymarket, Virginia. So I've been here for just shy of 2 years. This is Sergeant Shaver.
Hello, I'm Jeff Shaver. I'm sergeant for the town of Haymarket Police Department. I started out my law enforcement career back in 2005. I worked for the Northern Virginia Community College Police Department, and then in 2007 came over to the town as a police officer. Got promoted in 2016. Currently the department's training coordinator. I also handle, I'm a field training officer, handle the speed measurement and general instruction through the Department of Criminal Justice, and I am also certified as a DOT motor carrier inspector, and that's me. And this is Frank.
Hey guys, my name is Frank Ricigliano. I have a YouTube channel called Bangin, and I am an amateur videographer. I have a degree from the Academy of Art College in San Francisco, California, where I majored in advertising design with a minor in film. I bounced around a few advertising agencies across the country, ended up in Virginia, where my career took a turn, and I took an entry-level position with a newly funded, just created federal agency known as the Department of Homeland Security, and for the last 16 years that's where I've been. I still needed a creative outlet, so that's where the YouTube channel came in, and that's me in a nutshell. Chief, back to you. All
right, so we're here today to talk about the National Lip Sync Challenge that the law enforcement did a couple months ago. They went viral. Everybody was doing them. If you weren't doing them, everyone was trying to tell you to do one. We saw it as a chance for us to connect with our community. We didn't think we would be the best, but we knew with Frank we were going to be pretty close. I really like what we came up with, and today we're going to just go over the origins of how we started it, how we came up with the concept. Frank's going to go over a little bit of the production and AV side of it, and then we'll show the video, and then we'll go into some other aspects of our social media, a couple other videos that we've done, and just let you know how we've used video to help us connect with our community.
So, at the town of Haymarket Police Department, we serve a very small community, and we're committed to that community, and it shows in the way that we interact with them. And this is illustrated. Okay. This is there we go. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so this is definitely illustrated in our social media presence. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the police department's Facebook page. So in June of this year, people began forwarding me other lip sync videos from other police departments, And as they were doing that, the questions were coming up. Hey, when can we expect to see a Town of Haymarket Police Department video? And then people that also knew us said, hey, you know that Chief Lands is going to make y'all do this, right? So I would take those videos and I would pass them along to the chief, and also told him about what people were saying. And he finally agreed that we would give the public what they've been asking for. But with the caveat that we come up with a good idea, because if we're going to do it, we wanted to do it well. So this kind of kicked off some research for me to find out what some of the other agencies were doing. During my research, I couldn't really find a dedicated beginning to this phenomenon, which would later become known as the Lip Sync Challenge. I did find a video from September 2016 where the Apple Valley Police Department in Minnesota posted a video, and it was kind of an answer to another social media phenomenon at the time that they were doing called the Running Man Challenge. And they closed out that video after going through doing their lip sync. The chief of that department ended up challenging the Dakota County Sheriff's Office to a lip sync challenge. The challenge was accepted, it was completed, and then they passed it on to another jurisdiction. Even traditional media, though, started to pick this up and report on it. So the videos became more and more popular, spreading actually across the world, not just the US. It was unclear the original underlying motives for these videos, but the results from the videos became very clear. Kind of it humanized law enforcement. It gave the citizens an opportunity to see officers kind of relax, cut up a little bit, let their hair down, so to speak, and to have a good time. It gave the citizens a glimpse of their law enforcement in a way that maybe they didn't normally get to see them or care to look for. Our other positives came out as well. Sure, it was a kind of a great way to show off your department, your agency, but it also became a way to show officers and departmental staff interacting with the community that they serve. So after that, it kind of brings me back to the video. When the chief finally gave us the green light to go forward with the project, he gave me one directive. He said, if we're going to do it, we need to make it awesome. So we began discussing what we were going to do about mid-June. At that time, the popular songs that a lot of agencies were going with for their videos were Flow Riders, Welcome to My House, and Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. But we wanted to do something a little bit different. So we began kind of spitballing ideas. And we talked about different types of songs to use. We talked about country songs, new age songs, R&B, rock songs. We had some pretty fun possibilities, but the challenges were, how would we take the music, put it to a video that could showcase a very small department? So we started thinking about, well, what are some things unique to our department? And then that made me affiliate it to our traffic safety and traffic enforcement programs. So I started thinking about songs having to deal with traffic or roadways, something like that. And that kind of hit me. Kenny Loggins, Highway to the Danger Zone. Now, you can't think Highway to the Danger Zone without thinking Top Gun. So I put the thought out there to the team, and then the ideas just began to fall right into place. We were going to do a homage to the 80s classic Top Gun. Now, we wanted to incorporate iconic moments from the movie, just like the music video did and the song that he did. However, we were going to take those scenes and kind of give them a Haymarket twist. So, growing up in the 80s and 90s in a Navy household, needless to say, I was pretty familiar with the movie. So, our team began discussing the scenes that we were going to use. So then that's going to take me into the making and the editing of the video. We knew we needed some help putting this video together, which leads me to Frank. We first heard about Bangin Gears back when he did a video post on one of the car show events that we had in town, and we knew we wanted to get him involved. Frank?
So I immediately, when they brought me on board, I was very anxious to even start it. And Top Gun is a classic movie, and if you're going to parody it, you have to do it right. Okay, so one of the things I immediately wanted to do was, I didn't want police officers dancing on squad cars, which is what everybody else was doing. And it's funny, it's entertaining, but it's not what we were going for. We definitely wanted a more cinematic feel. We wanted to do a music video using the police, using all the members of the police department. It had to have dramatic lighting. If we were going to copy iconic scenes, Need for Speed, the Harrier prep at sunrise, that's the opening shot, the Buzz the Tower scenes, the locker room scene at the very end. If you want to do those scenes, you have to do them right. But we wanted to have fun at the same time. In the middle of it, we realized we weren't going to have enough footage to cover some of the dead space between the lyrics of the song. And I think it was over a weekend, my wife came up to me and goes, "There's a beach volleyball court in Sterling." She says, "Why don't we do a parody of the volleyball scenes from the movie? That's pretty iconic as well." So I brought it to some of the officers, and they were like, "There's no way I'm doing a volleyball scene. It's not going to happen." Brought it to the sergeant. Not going to happen. There won't be any shirts or skins. We're not firefighters. We're not taking off our shirts. He says, "This is not going to happen." Monday came along. So what I did was I mommy and daddy did. I kind of went around until I got the answer I wanted. Chief of police came in on Monday. I was like, "Chief, my wife found a volleyball court, a beach volleyball court in Sterling." And he's like, "Oh my God, oh my God." He ran inside. I thought he was going to tell them, and I was like, "Oh man, this is going to hurt. They're all going to be mad at me." He was on the phone. He had it booked for the very next day. Before they opened, we were there shooting a volleyball scene. Shirts on.
You don't want to see it.
I storyboarded all my shots out. That's my background in advertising. I knew the shots I wanted. I knew where I wanted the cameras and things like that. The dailies were coming out so good. The mayor wanted to get involved now, and we had other people that really wanted to participate. We wrapped it all up in a dream sequence. And brought it back to reality. And then we ended it with the classic locker room scene at the very end, where Tom Cruise gets the assignment of his choice after he saves the world from destruction. And that's when they passed off the challenge to the next department, who I believe didn't do it.
No, they didn't. They knew they couldn't.
So with that, I think we've done enough talking. You ready to show it? You all ready to see it?
ages. Oh, hi.
Hey, Jake, do you want to help me deliver the council packets?
Sure.
Hey, Sergeant, how does it feel to be a part of a nationwide social media phenomenon? We completed our challenge. Congratulations.
We did a good job.
We did. You believe the rules of this challenge? You can challenge anybody, anywhere. You believe that stuff? Who do you think you want to challenge?
I'm thinking the Middleburg Police Department.
Chief AJ?
Oh yeah.
God help us.
So how about it, Chief Panabianco and the Middleburg Police Department? We challenge you to the National Lip Sync Challenge. Give it up for Sergeant Shaver, who's overacting at the end. Chief AJ? So that's our lip sync challenge. We have a lot of views on it. I think it was, what did we show you this morning? It's 380,000 views on it already, which isn't as much as some of the bigger departments. But for our department, I mean, we have 6 guys. We've got, 1 square mile in our town. So we're lucky to have found Frank to be able to produce something so cool. I've seen way larger jurisdictions with like 650 officers do nowhere near what we were able to do.
And just for the record, that whole thing was shot on a GoPro on a tripod. And it was edited in a free version of iMovie that came with the Mac. I mean, so it really cost nil.
All right, so we're just going to go over, as we're closing, our social media strategies and a couple examples of how we've also used photos and video to help us out. So I'm the guy who believes that social media was built for me. I share everything. I'm the guy who shares my hobbies, my dislikes, my political views. I share what food I eat. I'm that guy who takes a photo of his meal. So I'm in love with Facebook. It's my thing. And several years ago, I saw social media and police work as a way to completely change the game when it came to us being able to connect with our community, especially as Facebook started gaining in popularity. So I've been in a small town for 10 years of my life, and in Halifax, where I started in social media, being in a small town, you don't have a lot of crime. So instead of policing your citizens, we can be police for our citizens. That meaning, we know if Mrs. Walker hadn't been sitting on the porch where she always sits every day at 6 o'clock, or this white truck is not in Mr. Johnson's yard most of the time, so let's go check that out. And when you don't have a lot of crime, you're able to integrate your police department into the community, into the fabric of the community. And that's what I did in Halifax, where we would go to town churches. We would eat at restaurants in town, all the town events, at the town schools, and just integrate ourselves. And what I found is when you're doing that, it creates a ton of opportunity to take photographs and share what you're doing with your community with the rest of the world on Facebook. And so I wanted to be able to use that to reach out to our people on social media. So I want to go over a couple examples of how we're doing it in Haymarket. And I'll go over 2 things. One is our National Night Out, and the other is our breast cancer walk event that the police department throws each year. So I want to give you a few examples of how we did our National Night Out event this year. You'll see some photos on the screen where we focused on taking a lot of photos of officers interacting with the community and the fun that was had by all, the dunking booth and everything else that we did. And this post got a lot of likes, a ton of shares, and a bunch of views. However, I wanted to change things up this year since we met Frank, because if a picture is worth 1,000 words, imagine what a video is worth.
Everybody donkey! Oh no, oh no.
I'm holding on, if almost gone. Someday I know I'll finally make it through the gates. Just have to wait. You whisper to me there's no maybe. There's only time for dreams even greater. I hear the call, and I close my eyes to see even clearer. I see it all. I know that we can go higher if we keep our faith, if we keep our faith. Sometimes I'm like a whisper in a riot, but I grow stronger, keep believing in me. Say you're believing in me. You're believing in me. Say you're believing in me. You're believing in me. Still holding tight through every fight, 'cause sometimes I can see through the echo of every day, always the same, until you take a step and let go. You told me that the shade's turning brighter, I don't know how. You showed me every heart is a fighter, time is now. I know that we can go higher if we keep our faith, if we keep our faith. Sometimes I'm like a whisper in a riot, but I grow stronger, keep believing in me. Say you're believing in me. You're believing in me. Say you're believing in me. You're believing in me.
So as you can see, pictures are great, but this video was amazing, and it really connected with our community and was shared all over the place. This takes us to our breast cancer walk, and this will be the last video we'll have, and we'll close out. But you can see here in 2017, we did the breast cancer awareness walk for our town. We did a lot of photos. You can see where we focused on officers interacting with the community and the fun that was had by all. And again, this had a lot of views, a ton of likes, and a bunch of shares. But again, this year, I wanted to step up our game, and we got Frank in. Here's our video from Hey guys, this is Chief Lance with the Haymarket Police Department. Just wanted to welcome you to our second annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk. We all have reasons why we do this. My reason is for my mom, who died 4 years ago of breast cancer. She had breast cancer and fought it for a couple years, and then it metastasized to her brain, and in about 4 months after that diagnosis, she was gone. So it means a lot to me. It means a lot to some of the guys in my department that were affected as well by breast cancer. So we're really happy to have everybody here today. We're really happy for the turnout. We hope to continue to do this each year and to grow it into something that's bigger and better. I hear that we've raised over $2,000 for breast cancer awareness. So we really appreciate everybody's turnout, and we look forward to a good walk.
She dropped the phone and burst into tears. The doctor just confirmed her fears. Her husband held it in and held her tight. Cancer don't discriminate or care if you're just 28, with 3 kids who need you in their lives. He said, I know that you're afraid, and I am too, but you'll never be alone, I promise you. When you're weak, I'll be strong. When you let go, I'll hold on. And when you need to cry, I swear that I'll be there to dry your eyes. When you feel lost, scared to death, like you can't take one more step, just take my hand, together we can do it. I'm gonna love you through it.
August of 2010, I was diagnosed.
She made it through the surgery fine. They said they caught it just in time, but they had to take more than they.
I was first diagnosed in December of 2013.
Now it's 4 smiles and baggy shirts to hide what the cancer took from her, and she just wants to feel like a woman again.
My rock was my husband. He was always there for me.
She said, I don't think I can do this anymore.
The whole entire family was there for me.
He took her in his arms and said, that's what my love is for. When you're weak, I'll be strong. When you let go, I'll hold on. And when you need to cry, I swear that I'll be there to dry your eyes. When you feel lost and scared to death, like you can't take one more step, just take my hand, together we can do it. I'm gonna love you through it.
I've been cancer-free for 8 years.
I'm gonna love you through it. Oh baby,
I've been cancer-free since August of 2013.
oh, and if the road gets too long, or be the rock you lean on, just take my hand, together we can do.
One thing I really want to tell women, get your mammograms, be religious about it.
I'm gonna love you through it.
Be strong. There is an end, and you will feel much better afterwards.
I'm gonna love you through it.
So, this video turned out amazing. It meant a lot to our participants, to the survivors, to the fighters. It meant a lot to me. I couldn't even watch this video the first 10 times without crying, thinking about my mom. Frank did a great job. So, again, pictures are wonderful, but a well-produced video is amazing. And it really connects with your community, and that's how audiovisual has really meant a lot to us in the town of Haymarket. You can see we have a wonderful town. We have great support from our community. So that's it. I'd like to thank Sergeant Shaver and Frank for putting together and producing our video and helping us with the presentation. I'd also like to thank you for coming out and listening to our story of our little town and our lip sync challenge.
I want to thank Chief Lance, Sergeant Shaver, Frank Recipiano. Please join me in thanking you.
And that's a wrap. We'll catch you next time on Bangin Gears.